was presented to Welby Hall Orphanage and endowed by the League of Young Baptists. Evelyn? What's Baptists, Evelyn?
People, same as everybody else.
Was John the Baptist a Baptist?
He wouldn't have been called one if he wasn't, would he?
Was he an orphan, Evelyn?
I expect so. Lots of famous people are. And you needn't pretend to be asleep, Tommy Baxter. You're the only one who knows how to make these things.
Yes, and I saw him throw it.
Don't tell tales, Dickie. It's time you were asleep.
I am asleep.
Lie down, Freddie.
Evelyn, is there a wolf under my bed?
No, Freddie.
Or a bear?
Cross my heart. Now, no more nonsense from anybody. I'm going to put the lights out now.
Evelyn, my front tooth's loose.
Well, don't wobble it about with your tongue. It'll come out when it wants to.
Will it hurt?
Not a bit.
He'll swallow it and die like my Aunt Dora did.
You never had an Aunt Dora, Freddie. Good night, children. No talking after lights out. Back to bed, the lot of you. Now you shut up, Tommy Baxter.
Evelyn. Are you free now, Evelyn?
Yes, Mrs. Parker.
Then you'd better go into the kitchen and help Mrs. Clean. She's got all the washing up to do and she's complaining about her feet.
Mrs. Parker, I was just going to write to my father.
You've had another letter from him?
Yes, this morning. He says that in a few days' time he's going to have a lot of money, and then he's going to come and fetch me. And I've got to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. He says we're going to live in a wonderful farm in Ireland where he's going to train horses, and I'm going to have a horse of my own.
Well, he certainly writes a lot of letters, but why doesn't he come and see you?
Oh, he's much too busy. The last time he was coming, he had to fly to Paris to see a horse or something.
He seems to do a lot of flying. I hope he has his feet on the ground sometimes. Anyway, you write your letter. I'll help Mrs. Green. Good night, Evelyn.
Thank you, Mrs. Parker.
Evelyn, do you know that swap we did, those stockings?
Yes?
Well, there's a hole in them.
Well, there wasn't when I gave them to you.
Yes, there was, truly. So could I have my locket back?
No, you can't. I've got my father's photograph in it.
Nancy said I was a fool to swap.
Well, in that case...
I'm sorry, Evelyn.
Nothing to be sorry about.
She says you tell whoppers, too.
I tell whoppers?
Yes, about your father. She doesn't believe you've got one.
You won't talk about my father if you don't mind. You get the stockings, then you can have your locket back.
Righto.
Chi banco?
Banco.
Banco is called.
6.
Set alla banca. 250 pounds in the bank. Chi banco?
Banco. Thank you. No card.
Six alla banca.
And a cent. I'll leave in 150 pounds.
Banco.
Banco is called at 150.
There you are, madam.
Hello?
I'd better have some more chips. Try and get some of my money back.
You asked me to limit you to 500.
I'm quite aware of that. I'm telling you to give me another 5.
Asking me, Mr. Gibbs, not telling me. And I'm refusing.
Do you think my check isn't good?
Sure it is, or you wouldn't be here.
Just a minute. You wouldn't like it much if I were to mention your little gains in the wrong quarter, would you?
I strongly advise you not to. For your sake. Good night.
Wheat alla banca.
Bad luck, dear lady.
475 in the bank. Chi banco?
I lost 1,800 last week, and I'm losing over 1,000 tonight. I don't know what my hubby would say.
475 pounds in the bank. Chi banco?
Sweevy.
That little word is about the most expensive in any language, however.
Old Bradley's having quite a run, isn't he?
Take some of that stuff to Mrs. Salop. She's just said Sweevy again.
She'll probably need it.
8.
Oh-ho.
Neuf alla banca.
Very lucky.
Oh, dear.
925 pounds in the bank. Chi banco?
With Mr. Black's compliments, madam. He always admires a good loser.
Oh. Oh, thank you.
Chief Banco?
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last shoe tonight.
I don't know whether I'm glad or sorry.
Some idiot's left a lighted cigarette on the piano again.
There's enough in the kitty tonight to fill the place with pianos.
Thank heavens that blood's gone. Get me a drink more, will you?
Whiskey?
Good pickings tonight.
Not bad. There's your cut.
Thanks.
Shove this away in the safe, will you?
Right.
That's for bringing Boravina. All right?
It'll pay the telephone bill. Thanks, Adam.
I suppose he's okay.
Boravino? Roly.
Bring him again.
He won a bet, didn't he? He'll be back. Thursday night, usual time?
Yeah, Morris.
Right. Good night, kids.
I'll drop you. Good night.
Good night.
I tell you what I'll do. I'll see them out.
Jolly big of you, old boy. I could do with a month in the south of France.
You couldn't.
Bought another horse today. Black Swan.
How much?
6,000.
You're mad.
It's worth 8. Before I'm through, I'm going to have one of the best bloodstock farms in Ireland.
You and the Aga Khan.
That's right. And then it's County Mayo for me and Chris.
You'll be bored to death. You're a big city boy.
I make use of the big city boys. It's a little different.
And, where do I come in?
Can't see you on a farm.
You mean you don't want to? According to Chris, you're practically there.
For Chris, the rosy future is never further off than tomorrow. No, another couple of years will do it. Then you just watch me kiss this racket goodbye.
I'll be watching.
Chris Kirby wants a word with you.
Where is he?
Here, Colonel, on the rails.
Come in, Chris.
Hello, Colonel. Hello, Moira.
Oh, you old horse blanket.
Have a drink, Chris.
Not a drop, thanks. I'm riding tomorrow. That's what I came to see you about.
Oh, yes, of course. Excuse us a minute, Moira. Through there, Chris. Have some, boy. What's the big secret?
It's a bit on the off, if you follow me. That's why I couldn't risk the telephone.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Tomorrow, I'm riding Peveril in a 3-mile chase.
Peveril, but he's a hot favorite. He'll be 2 to 1 on or worse.
It's my belief he won't win. Now, Abbott's Moon is a nice price, maybe 6 or 7 to 1.
What about the others?
They're out for a breath of fresh air by a sort of mutual agreement.
Yeah. And Peveril?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was to fall at the last fence.
Oh, no, that's out. You might break your neck.
Listen, Colonel, I've been falling off horses all my life.
What about the others jumping all over you?
If they're still standing, they'll be about 20 lengths behind. All except Abbott's Moon.
I don't like it.
Ah, Colonel.
All right. But take care. There'll be a couple of hundred on for you.
Thanks, Colonel.
Come on, you better get some sleep. And if you're not dreaming all this, we'll be a jump near that farm.
Jump's the word, Colonel. By the way, there wouldn't be another spare bedroom on that farm, would there?
What on earth for?
Well, it's a long story. You see...
Well, look, you've got to get to bed. Will you keep till tomorrow?
Oh, sure.
Tell it to me then. See you after the race.
I'll be there.
Take care. I've got sort of used to having you around.
No, don't worry, Colonel. Sure, I can fall off a horse and land as light as a snowflake.
Why couldn't we watch from the stand? It's freezing out here.
You'll see.
Abbott's Moon hasn't got a chance. It looks as though Chris has double-crossed you.
Shut up. Stay here.
Chris, little boy.
All present and correct, Colonel.
How bad is he?
Bad enough. That's you, Colonel.
Sure, it's me. You're going to be all right.
I didn't fall as lightly as a snowflake after all, did I? There's something I want to say.
No, not now, Chris. Save it.
I got a girl in a home. I was going to take her out. That's why I asked you about that spare room at the farm.
Girl, Chris?
Daughter. She was counting on me, see. I've let her down at the finish.
Oh, don't worry, Chris. I'll see to her.
Evelyne Wallace. Her mother's name.
Evelyne Wallace.
Welby Hall. Sidmonton.
I'll look after her. I promise you.
Thanks, Colonel. Now, there's something else. I used your name when I...
Morning. Good morning.
Oh, what a fright you give me coming behind me like that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
I said I'm sorry.
Are you selling something?
No. No, I'm looking for a girl called Evelyne Wallace.
Who?
Evelyne Wallace.
Did I hear you ask for Evelyne Wallace?
I should be very surprised if you didn't.
We've been expecting you.
Expecting me?
Will you come this way, please? Sorry you've got such a poor reception, but Evelyn will make up for it, I'm sure. Sit down, Mr. Black.
Thank you.
You are Mr. Black, aren't you?
That's right, but
And you're Evelyn's father?
Evelyne's father? No, of course not.
It hardly seemed likely. May I ask what relationship you are to her?
Well, none. I promised her father I'd look after her. He was a great friend of mine.
Was?
Yes, he died a few days ago. That's why I'm here.
I'm extremely sorry to hear that. Poor child, she'd be broken-hearted.
Had she ever seen him?
Never. It's odd that his name should have been Black, too.
It wasn't. It was Kirby, Chris Kirby.
Then I don't understand. Several months ago, Evelyn received a letter from a man who said he was her father. He gave the name of Black. Apparently, he just found out where she was. After that, he wrote to her frequently. They were extremely optimistic letters.
Yes, they would have been. Chris was a great optimist.
Unfortunately, Evelyn has been building a whole world around them. I'm afraid she'll be terribly disappointed.
So that's what he was going to tell me. Where is the child?
She's in class at the moment.
I understand, sir, said the rat, cutting himself some rashers from a side of bacon, while the mole dropped some eggs into a saucepan. And what's the weather like outside? You needn't stir me quite so much, he added. Oh, terrible bad, sir. Terrible deep the snow is, said the hedgehog. No getting out for the likes of you gentlemen. I've just about had enough of you, Tommy Baxter.
Evelyne Wallace, you are entrusted with a class, and this is the example you set. Class dismissed. You will take 100 lines.
Miss Rice.
You will write, I am not a child anymore. Deliver them to me in 1 hour.
Well, I must be off.
Won't you see her for a moment?
Oh, I'd much rather not. I'm no good at that sort of thing.
I'm sure she'd like to see her father's best friend.
You really think so? All right.
You'll find her over there.
Thank you.
So you've really come at last.
Are you Evelyne Wallace?
Oh, Daddy.
Hey, it's all right. There's no need to cry.
I knew you'd come for me. Every night I prayed and prayed. You won't ever leave me again, will you?
Now, just a moment.
You're exactly like your photograph.
You've got a photograph of me?
Yes, the one you sent me, don't you remember?
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten.
They wouldn't believe that you really existed. They said I just made you up. Oh, I'm so happy I could die. I'll go and pack my things.
Hey, now wait a minute. Before we go any further, there's a slight misunderstanding we ought to clear up.
You have come to take me home, haven't you?
You want to come home?
Oh, yes. Ever since you wrote and said you were coming to fetch me, I haven't been able to think of anything else. You aren't disappointed in me, are you?
No. No, of course not. All right, Evelyn. You're coming home. Go and pack your things.
Oh, I knew you would. I won't be a minute. You just wait here. He's here. He's here, and he's taking me home this very minute. Oh, my father, silly. He's the most wonderful-looking man you've ever seen. You go and have a look.
Here we are. Shove the bags down there, will you?
Yes, sir.
It's very posh, isn't it?
I do a lot of business here. I have to impress the customers. Hello, Bill.
Hello.
This is Evelyn. This is Bill Murray, my keeper. He's also my doctor, my lawyer, and my maiden aunt.
My father's very funny, isn't he?
Father?
Yes, you heard what she said.
I wasn't quite sure.
Her room's ready, of course.
Well, no, I wasn't sure that you'd be bringing her back with you today.
Naturally, I brought her back today. Why shouldn't I? He's not very bright.
I beg your pardon, sir. You said that you were going to visit Miss Evelyn, but you did not mention that she would
See
be
what I
returning
mean?
with you.
Memory like a sieve.
My memory's all right, sir.
All right, we'll give her the room facing the park, shall we?
Yes, I'll, thanks.
Now, you go with Murray, and he'll look after you.
Come with me, Miss Evelyn. Now, perhaps you'll tell me what's going on.
She thinks I'm her father. Me.
So I gathered, but what gave her that idea?
Oh, I don't know. Chris wrote the kid a lot of letters and signed my name to them. He sent her a photograph of me and said it was him. Don't ask me why.
All right, you don't have to explain to me, but why didn't you tell her?
I lost my nerve. Of course, she'll have to be told, and quick. Any minute now, she's going to call me Daddy again, and I'll start crawling up the curtains. Yeah. I know it's fun to see me in a spot, but it's not very amusing for her, is it?
No, I suppose not. What are you going to do about it?
Nothing. You are.
Oh, no, you don't.
What are you afraid of? Anybody think I was asking you to jump out the window?
I might consider that.
Oh, come on, Bill. Do it for me. You always know how to handle these things. I don't know what to say to anything under 25. They terrify me.
They paralyze me into a
Oh,
coma.
nonsense. You could do it with your eyes closed. You've got such tact, such charm, such what do you call it?
Savoir-faire.
You're simply oozing with it.
I know I'm adorable, but I'm not going to do it.
Oh, come on, Bill. After all, I'm not asking you much, am I?
All right.
Oh, Mr. Murray, are all these drawers and things just for one person?
Yes, of course. Miss, Evelyn, I've been told to come and help you to unpack.
Mr. Murray, is this really my room? My very own?
Certainly.
Oh, I love it. I love everything in it. Oh, you know, Mr. Murray, I'm so happy I don't know what I'm doing. I keep touching things to make sure that I'm not dreaming.
Didn't you have a room of your own where you were?
Oh, I've never had anything of my own. Until I found my father. When I read his first letter, I laughed and cried at the same time. Mrs. Parker had to slap my face to make me stop. Nobody believed that he would ever really come and fetch me, but I knew he would. Oh, isn't it wonderful, Mr. Murray? It's the most wonderful thing that ever happened to anybody.
Miss Evelyn.
Yes, Mr. Murray?
Well, not Mr. Murray, just Murray.
I see.
Miss Evelyn, I've got to tell you something that he should have... That somebody that you should have been told before.
Yes, Murray?
Well, not Murray. Call me Bill.
Bill?
I just have to tell you how happy I am that you're united with your father at last.
thank you, Bill.
Well, that's that.
Bill, what do I call him? What would he like?
Adam. Just Adam.
Adam. Oh, what a beautiful name.
Yes, but whatever you do, don't call him Daddy. He hates any kind of fuss.
Do you know him well?
Better than anybody. We were in the war together. He and I and a fellow called Chris Kirby.
Oh, yes, he mentioned him in some of his letters.
First, Adam was my boss. Then in the army, I was his boss. He didn't like that very much. Now he's my boss again. But we get along.
I'm afraid they're rather creased.
Well, that doesn't matter. You won't want these again. You're not an orphan anymore, you know. We've got to find you the kind of clothes the other girls have. I'll be back in a minute.
Well?
Well, what?
How did she take it? Was she very upset?
Not a bit. As happy as a lark.
Well, I'll be darned. I don't believe you told her at all.
No, I haven't. And what's more, I'm not going to.
Well, of all the soft, weak knees...
And I'm not going to stand by and let anybody else tell her either.
Well, you better go and lock yourself in the kitchen, because I'm going to tell her myself.
No?
No. First thing tomorrow morning.
Oh, who will up and follow me? Oh, who will with me ride? Her mother, she has locked the door. Her father keeps the key. La-dee-da-da-da-da-da-dum. My own true love for me. Oh, who will all the dance with me? Oh, who will with me ride? La-dee-da-da-da-da-da, to win a blooming bride.
Mary!
Oh, who will all dance with me? Oh,
Mary! What on earth's going on?
Good morning, Adam.
Hello.
Isn't it a beautiful day?
It's the middle of the night.
It is, isn't it? I've never stayed in bed so late in all my life.
Well, what time do you usually get up?
6 in winter, 5:30 in summer.
What do they want you to do at that hour? Run a workman's train? You need some coal in here. You'll scald yourself.
Yes, but there's only one thing, spout.
Works automatically.
Isn't that wonderful?
Look, if you want a shower, you turn this to the right. You'll need a cap. Oh, I've got one over here. Someone left.
Who left it?
Hmm? Oh, some woman. Bill's mother. Like some bath salts?
What are they for?
For fun. You slide this to lock the door.
Oh, may I? At the orphanage, we weren't allowed to.
Well, either that place was screwy or the rest of the world is. Don't drown yourself, will you?
I brought your breakfast. Bill said I could as you were awake anyhow. Shall I pour coffee for you?
Well, I can manage.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Bill said you were usually depressed in the mornings.
She sent you along to cheer me up.
Yes. May I stay and talk?
Sure, go ahead.
What a pity we were kept apart for so long. If only you hadn't had to spend all that time in that horrible Jap camp.
How did you know about the Jap camp?
Oh, you told me in your first letter. Don't you remember?
Oh, yes. Yes. What else did I tell you in those letters?
Oh, about the time you nearly escaped. You and those 2 other men. Was one of them Bill?
Yeah. Hand me a cigarette. There's a good girl. You still got those letters?
Well, of course I have. All of them.
Let's have a look at them, huh?
Excuse me, Bill. There are 20 altogether on one postcard from Gorman.
Uh-huh. The writing's a bit shaky. I must have had a hangover when I wrote this one.
What's a hangover?
It's when your stomach gets its own back for what you did to it the night before.
This is the last one.
What's it say?
It's all about the farm you just bought in Ireland. It's near Ballinrobe in County Mayo, and I'm going to breed and train horses there. I'm taking Chris Kirby with me. Is Mr. Kirby a great friend of yours?
He was. He's dead.
Oh.
He was in that Jap camp, too. You'd have liked him.
I don't think I should at all. He sounds dreadful. In almost every letter you mentioned lending him money or something.
Oh, you must be mixing him up with somebody else, or as I did.
Oh, but I haven't. I almost know your letters off by heart. It was Chris Kirby who was always betting on horses that didn't win. He must have been a terrible gambler.
He wasn't really.
About Miss Evelyne's clothes, sir. The cleaning woman has taken quite a fancy to them.
She must be mad.
He means I ought to have some new ones.
Well, of course. Why didn't you say so? You better take her out and buy some clothes.
Well, I'm not very good at it, sir. I've had so little experience.
Well, now's your chance to get some.
It's no good, sir. It's too late.
Bill, don't be so melodramatic.
I'm sorry, Miss Evelyn, but I'm afraid my taste is appalling. In addition to which, I'm colorblind, whereas your father has the most exquisite taste. Besides, he has such charm, such tact, such savoir-faire.
You will take Miss Evelyn out this afternoon and do whatever shopping is necessary.
Anything you say, sir.
Here we are. I wanted to look entirely different.
Absolutely. Miss Dooley, this young lady wants an entire wardrobe.
Yes, Miss Crouch. Will you come this way, please? Aren't you coming with me, Adam?
Now, you choose what you want. I'll wait here.
Won't you sit down? It may take a little while.
Oh.
Pardon me.
And when we went into each department, my feet sank right into the carpet. And you know, Mr. Murray...
Bill?
Oh, I forgot. Bill. You know I've got 2 of everything. I've got 2 dresses for the daytime, 2 for after tea. Adam said I should have those. This is one of them.
Oh, I see. That's very pretty, isn't it?
I chose that.
Did you? Jolly good choice.
Don't you think it's a pretty skirt?
Oh, rather.
It's cut on the cross.
Yes. What?
It's cut on the cross.
Oh. What does that mean?
Well, it means that it sits better when you stand after you've been sitting.
Oh, I see.
It's a lovely color, isn't it?
Yes, it's my favorite shade of green.
It's aquamarine, actually.
I don't care what they call it in the shop. It's still green.
Yeah, Bill, it's more blue than green.
I have never seen anything less blue.
You admit yourself you're colorblind. I tell you that's blue.
Now, just in a weak moment, I did say I was colorblind.
Aquamarine can be either.
I'm prepared to admit that, Miss
You know,
Evelyn,
he'll argue black is white.
No.
All right, we won't go into that now. Come on, let's get the things packed up and upstairs to our room.
Oh, by the way, did you order the car for tonight?
Yes.
You're going out tonight, then?
And I'm afraid I have to, on business.
What a pity. Never mind, Bill and I can clear it.
I'm sorry, Miss Evelyn. I'm afraid I have to go, too.
To business? With Adam?
Yes, he has to see I don't get into any mischief.
Oh.
Well, you won't be lonely, will you?
Oh, no, of course not. I've got lots of things to do. And I'll bring your breakfast first thing in the morning.
Well, don't bother.
I don't mind, really, I don't. I shall be up early anyway.
Had a bad night, Colonel?
Deplorable. Can't always win, then.
Got out of your depth?
Oh, no, I'm accustomed to swimming against the tide.
Congratulations, Mrs. Sullivan.
I was lucky, wasn't I?
Well, it's your turn.
Is the next game at your place?
No, it's either here or at Molly's. I'll let you know later. There you are, Mrs. Sullivan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Black. Now I'll go and slip into my mink.
Good night. Ah, Colonel.
Good heavens, I didn't see you.
No, I am rather small, aren't I? You lost 460 pounds.
Yes, very regrettable.
May I have your check?
Of course, my dear fellow. Do you know I've come without my checkbook?
Yes, I thought you might. There's a blank one.
Well, I never.
What's that?
Something I happen to have in my pocket.
Oh, very pretty.
Family heirloom, of course. Quite a story attached to it.
Yes, I bet there is.
What are the odds?
I'll bet 2 to 1 the old boy gets away with it.
Taken in pounds.
All right, Colonel. But I don't like doing business this way.
I know you don't, dear boy.
Isn't it about time you took up Ludo?
Perhaps you're right. Thank you, Adam. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Moira.
Good night. Sapphires. I adore them. They just match my earrings.
They do, don't they?
Meanie.
I suppose one day I'll win a bet from you.
You might.
Give me a drink, Bill, will you?
I hear you brought Chris Kirby's daughter back with you yesterday.
Yeah.
What's she like? Pretty?
Lord knows, she's a funny little thing, like a stray kitten.
How did she take the news about poor old Chris? It must have been tough telling her.
Yes. Oh, thanks, Bill.
Have you told her yet?
No, staying here tomorrow. Oh, come on, Bill. We must get home. Good night, Maura.
Good night, Maura.
Good night, Bill.
Good night, Molly.
Good night, Bill.
Adam, do buses go to the changing of the guard?
I haven't the slightest idea, do they, Rushton?
Quite near, sir.
Oh.
Couldn't we go in one?
By bus? You want to go in a bus?
Yes, please.
Well, you seem to have the day off, Rushton. We're going by bus.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, miss.
Not at all.
This is much more fun than going by car.
I hope so.
No more room on top. Standing room only inside. No smoking inside, please.
I'm sorry, Adam.
It's perfectly all right.
I get so excited.
Yes, quite right, too. Ow! Hey, what's all the excitement about?
Matron says you haven't lived until you've seen London from the top of the monument.
How much further do you suppose?
About another 75 steps.
Good old matron.
Oh, isn't it thrilling? Oh, my berry.
I never did like that ad.
Not tired, are you?
No, never felt better in my life.
Matron says this is the best place in London to have tea.
In the queue, please.
Quite a few people seem to agree with dear matron.
I don't suppose it'll be long now.
Keep your places in the queue, please.
Sorry, I was just...
Yes, well, other people want their tea as well as you know. 25 seats.
Oh, it's raining.
So it is. Don't suppose there's a chance of getting a taxi. Taxi!
Taxi?
Oh, that's all it needed. Well, what do you suppose matron would advise now?
Is it very far to walk?
Well, judging by the standard of our efforts today, just across the road.
Hello, Adam.
Hello, Pat. Hello, Jones.
Terrible night.
You're going to get absolutely soaked out there. You haven't met my... This is Evelyne.
No, I don't think we have. How do you do?
I'm very well, thank you.
Anything doing tonight?
No, not tonight.
What, no little game is?
No, nothing tonight.
What a little game is.
We meet sometimes in the evening and play a sort of round game.
Yes, it's great fun.
May I play sometime? Matron used to say...
No, this is one game matron won't know. Well, we must be getting along. Good night, Pat. Good night,
Good night.
Jones. Good night.
Why didn't you tell them I was your daughter?
Well, I don't know. I thought they knew.
Very strange.
I must ask Moira about this.
I wonder if she knows anything about it. Taxi!
It's such fun going out with you. What are we going to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
And the next day and the day after that?
I want a drink.
Why?
Because I'm thirsty.
There must be at least 500 things I want to see.
Is that all?
Well, there's the Tower of London, Westminster Abbey, the British Museum. Are you tired?
Exhausted.
Why?
Because I'm very, very old.
I always forget. You look so young. Why do you look so young?
I had my face lifted.
Have you really?
Evelyn, you must get out of the habit of taking everything I say as the literal truth. That was meant to be a joke.
Oh, I see.
I think this belongs to you, Miss Evelyne. I found it in the hall.
Oh, thank you so much. Matron gave it to me for Christmas. It's a rabbit's foot. Look.
Trapped on the premises, no doubt.
Excuse me, sir, but don't you think your daughter ought to have something nicer?
Yes. Yeah, go on. Hey, what about that thingamajig that...
Oddly enough, that's just what I had in mind.
I've got something for you. It's a sort of family heirloom.
Been in the family for years.
Adam, it's lovely.
I thought you might like it, Miss Evelyne.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Oh, you can borrow it for a while.
You mean I can wear it?
Oh, why not? It's no good in the drawer.
Of course, I shall only wear it to parties.
What makes you think you're going to have any?
I shall pretend. Adam, Oh, thank you.
What a charming little scene.
Hello. You two don't know each other, do you? This is Evelyne. This is Mrs. Hannon, a great friend of mine.
I've heard a lot about you.
Have you? Look, isn't it beautiful?
Yes, it is. Very.
Adam's just lent it to me.
Don't you think you'd better put it away somewhere safe?
Oh, yes, I will. Excuse me.
Would you like me to give her my earrings to complete the set?
Earrings are a little elderly, but thanks just the same.
I suppose she's got a full-scale crush on you by now.
Of course not. Why should she?
Why, indeed. You haven't told her yet, have you?
Hmm?
I said you haven't told her yet.
No.
You're crazy.
She's just a child. I'm not used to children. They get hurt so easily. I don't like hurting people like that.
No, there are other ways, aren't there? I suppose you want me to do it.
Well, you'd know the way her mind works better than I would.
Sometimes since I was 16, but I'll try. Will she be in her room?
Yes, I expect so. Oh, and Moira, do it, you know, gently.
Kid gloves. May I come in?
Oh, yes, do. Look, isn't it beautiful? Adam bought it for me.
Yes, I know, but put it down for a moment. I want to talk to you. You see, there's been a bit of a mix-up. Have you ever heard of Chris Kirby?
Oh, yes.
He was your father.
But Adam's my father.
No. He just pretended to be.
Not my father.
No. It was Chris who wrote those letters to you. I suppose he wanted you to think you had a wonderful father. It was just like him to drift into something and then not know how to drift out of it again. Adam thought the world of him. And he'll always look after you. Don't bother about that.
But he's not my father.
Wait.
All right. Evelyn liked the brooch, didn't you?
Yeah. Don't suppose she's had many presents.
Where's Moira?
With Evelyne.
Telling her about Chris?
Oh, well, she'd do it better than I would, and she had to be told.
I suppose so.
Have any cigarettes in the place? What happens to them all?
You light them, smoke them, and put them out. It's as simple as that.
It'll take you a little time to get used to it, but it's not the end of the world.
Why didn't Adam tell me?
He should have done when he first saw you. Men are the most ghastly moral cowards. Now, come and show him how well you've taken it. Come on.
No, I must tidy my things.
All right?
Moira, what am I going to do with her?
That's your problem, my dear. You've asked for it and you've got it.
That's I told you so. That's no help. Isn't that a finishing school? Switzerland or somewhere?
She could certainly do with a bit of finishing, all right. But you work it out. I've got to go make myself beautiful.
Why?
I'm coming to dinner tonight. Remember?
Oh, yes, of course.
Such enthusiasm.
I'll see you later. What's all this about? Look, you mustn't do that. You'll make yourself ill.
I can't help it.
Yes. No. Come on. There's a good girl.
Is it true? Then I just haven't anybody of my own.
Well, of course you have. You've got me and Bill and everything's just the same.
No. I should have to go back to the orphanage.
You'll do nothing of the sort. Now, you listen to me. Don't you say things like that. You're Chris's girl. I'm going to take his place. You belong here.
The things he wrote in the letters about the other man gambling, that was really him, wasn't it?
Yes, I suppose it was. Oh, no, don't do that. Please, Evelyn, please. It's going to be all right. Look, I tell you what we'll do. We'll go out and buy things. Anything you want. It'll be fun. We'll go out in all the shops in London and we'll go out with a hockey stick and knock all the floor walkers cold. That's better. Here, play your nose. Still looks terrible.
What does?
Your nose. It's red as a plum. We'll have to put some powder on it.
I haven't got any.
We'll get some. Buckets of it.
No, I'll wash it for you.
No. We'll make Bill do it. And we'll stand around and make rude remarks about it. Come on. You and I have got to have a talk about your future.
My future?
Well, don't look like that. You're going to have a wonderful time. Come on, I'll tell you all about it.
Is that our orphan?
She says it is, but you wouldn't know.
Well, it's out of focus. Must be one of those foreign cameras.
Heard from Orphan Annie lately?
Hmm? Oh, yes, I got a letter with the photographs the other day. Got it here somewhere. We up. Miss Wallace, water skiing.
Which are the skis and which is Miss Wallace?
She's the blur in the middle.
What does she say?
She's homesick. Molly went out to see her. Took her out for the day.
What's Molly been saying to make her homesick?
I don't know.
Not a word in the papers about my divorce. You'd think somebody'd have taken some notice.
Too bad.
Deserted for 5 years and you don't even get a line. Adam.
Hmm?
When are we going to have a real cards on the table thing about the future?
Whose future?
Ours.
What's worrying you?
Just that I'd like to know where I stand now I've got my freedom.
Well, you've always had it, haven't you?
Not legally.
What's the difference?
It makes me think.
Why don't you give yourself 24 hours to get the hang of the thing?
I've got the hang of it and I don't like it.
Mustn't say that. Freedom is a very precious thing.
Drop me my flat, will you, Rushton?
Guess who?
You're orphan in a concentration camp.
It might be, but the letter says that it's Evelyne skiing. Nobody seems to be able to use a camera at that school. Evelyne! Or is it?
Oh, it's good to see you again. Are you very angry with me?
Hmm? No, why should I be?
Well, for this sudden descent on you. I couldn't bear it another minute. I so wanted to come home.
How'd you get home?
I flew.
Well, why didn't you tell me? I'd have met you.
I wanted it to be a surprise.
Well, it's certainly a surprise. You would have sent a description of yourself in advance.
Have I altered so much?
Well, a little.
I haven't done it, Adam. You did it.
Oh, no, I'm not going to take the blame for this. I sent you away to get rid of you. I washed my hands of you.
Am I here to stay?
Yes, I suppose so. Come and sit down. Now, you tell me the truth. What did that school expel you for?
Oh, Adam.
Morning.
Good morning. You look horrible, if I may say so.
You're entitled to your opinion. I feel marvelous.
You sleep well?
Like a log all night.
Just fancy.
This for me?
This is Miss Evelyne's tray.
Oh, where's mine? Or do I take second place around here from now on? Don't you think it should be a teeny weeny bit nearer the center?
Possibly.
Come in. Adam, how sweet of you.
Yes, isn't it? The rose was Bill's idea, not mine.
It's beautiful. Don't go yet. Stay and talk to me.
What about?
Oh, anything? You. Are you going to be busy today?
Yes, fairly.
You must work very hard. Everything about you is expensive. Your car, this flat, everything. You must be disgustingly rich.
I get by.
On the continent, they think we're all crippled with tax.
So we are, if your income's taxable.
Isn't yours?
Some of it.
You know, I've never been very clear about what you do. I used to tell the girls that you're a financier.
Near enough. I gamble.
Adam, you don't.
Does the idea appall you?
Well, of course it does, and you know why.
You mean because of Chris?
Adam, you are joking, aren't you?
Yes, of course I am. I mean that I gamble on the stock exchange.
Oh, Adam, don't ever pull my leg like that again, will you? Not ever.
I promise.
Tell me, am I what you wanted me to be?
You'll do.
I wish you'd let me tell you how I really feel about all you've done for me. There wasn't a day when I didn't realize it.
Wait a minute. You made that speech last night.
Don't go till I tell you.
What?
How I'm going to work. I shall find some very useful and important work to justify myself.
I'll find a floor for you to scrub.
No, I'm serious. I've learned a lot. I can speak French and Italian, and I came first in biology.
Always wanted to meet a girl who came first in biology. I gotta do some phoning.
What for?
Well, you've got to meet people your own age.
Why?
To get you off my hands.
That's all you ever think about.
It's quite enough. We'll arrange a party for tonight.
Well, just for tonight. But you mustn't think you've got to entertain me.
Go on, eat your breakfast. The rose as well. Sherry?
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, sir.
There we are.
Thanks so much, sir.
Well, here's to a gay evening, huh?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Zingo.
I beg your pardon?
Zingo.
Oh, yes, I see what you mean.
Jolly good dry sherry, sir.
Oh, scrumptious.
Lovely, sir.
Glad you like it.
We certainly do. I mean, I do.
Oh, yes, so do I.
Rather.
This looks like being an exhilarating evening conversationally.
Give them a chance. They'll warm up in a minute.
Orphan Annie's a little late, isn't she?
And dolling herself up, I expect.
Has she changed much?
Oh, a little.
Can't wait to see her.
Hello, I'm sorry to keep you waiting so long. Hello, Christine. Lovely to see you again.
You know my brother, Evelyne?
Yes, of course, we met in Switzerland. Hello.
Rather, hello.
This is Tony Fenton, the son of a great friend of mine. This is my ward, Evelyne.
How do you do?
I'm fine, thanks. Afraid my hand's a bit wet. It's the sherry, you know.
You remember Mrs. Hannon, don't you?
Hello, Mrs. Hannon. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
You have grown up, haven't you?
I'm 2 years older.
I wouldn't have known you. What a pretty dress. It looks expensive.
Cost thousands. The result's worth it. Well, shall we go? I think we can all get into my car. Shove your drinks down there.
Righto, sir. Come on, now, girl. Knock it back.
All right, all right. Oh, Evelyn, it is nice to see you.
How is your father? I haven't seen him for years. The last time I was with him,
6 and 10 pence, please, sir.
Thank you.
Could I have 3 whiskies and sodas?
One always seems so understaffed, these theatre bars.
Yes, they do, don't they?
I knew a barmaid once. Before I was married, of course.
Your change, sir.
Could I have 3 whiskies and sodas?
It should be so easy. I only want a soft drink. I've given up drinking, you know. My doctor's dead.
How much do I owe you?
What have you had, sir?
Well, I haven't had anything yet, but I'd like 3 whiskies and sodas, 1 gin and 2 orange squashes.
I'm sure Adam won't mind if you'd rather not wait for the last act.
Well, it's pretty obvious who did the murder. The little tramp.
That's the one I thought.
I guessed that as soon as he came on.
In that case,
I
let's
say
go.
your guardian's a long time getting the drinks, and
Well, there's an awful crush, but if anyone can get them, he will.
Oh, good.
Your change, sir.
Oh, thank you. My friend's been waiting a long time, too.
Has he? What's yours?
2 bitters, please. Excuse me. Excuse me. Have a cash. I beg your pardon. Excuse me. That's right. There we are. I made it.
By Jove, sir, you should have let me help you.
I would have done. Well, there's the second bell. Let's knock these back, shall we?
There seems to be a general idea that we might go and dance and not wait for the third act.
Oh, we'll go back if you want to, Adam.
Well, I don't mind either way.
I was just saying, sir, we've all got a pretty shrewd idea who did the murder.
Oh, you mean the maid in the first act?
Oh, Mr. Black.
Oh, you're pulling our legs, sir.
Well, I wasn't really. I thought...
Don't bother, sir. I think you'll find the maid's just a red herring.
Oh, well, perhaps you're right.
Didn't you notice how the little tramp kept his right hand in his pocket all the time?
No, I hadn't noticed that.
Oh, well, there you are. Frankly, I think this author chap has been pretty flat-footed about the whole business.
Well, then let's give it all a miss. David, give me a hand with these glasses, will you?
Yes, rather.
Look, you go around to the car. We'll join you. I wonder, could you tell me what happens at the end of the play?
Aren't you going back, sir?
No, not allowed. My party.
Well, you remember the maid in the first
Well,
act?
I say, surely it was the little tramp with his
Oh,
hand in
no.
it.
He was only a red herring.
Oh, thank you. Well, old chap, shall we go?
And Evelyn, you remember Sylvia? Yes, the dark one with the lank hair. She's having a baby in January. Really? She's married, you know.
Well, she'd sort of have to be, really, wouldn't she?
It's funny, I can't imagine Sylvia with a baby because she was always so clumsy. She was.
Babies frighten me.
Why?
I don't know, so I could never think of anything to chat to them about.
I see what you mean.
So do I.
Oh, do you? I say thanks awfully.
Hello, Moira. Hello, Adam. Aren't you two married yet? You dark horse, I've been waiting to meet the new glamorous addition to your household. Take no notice of the wild rush to introduce me.
No, I'm sorry. This is Roddy, my brother.
I don't suppose you knew he had a brother, did you?
No, I didn't.
I'm the problem child, the skeleton in the family cupboard. But I don't bear any grudge. When I saw Adam here tonight, the bonds of brotherhood dragged me over in spite of myself.
They're dragging me somewhere, too. Leo, the bill, please.
Not before I've danced with Evelyne. Until you've danced with me, you've never lived.
I can't wait. You don't mind, do you, Adam?
No, of course not. Your pencil?
You're not a bit like Adam, are you?
Isn't it lucky?
For whom?
Well, I must have notice of that question. Tell me, did they deport you from Switzerland?
How did you know?
There were rumors of glaciers melting and the entire male population throwing their wives under avalanches.
The Swiss are like that. Impulsive.
They dance well together, don't they?
Roddy has to be good at something.
How much longer do we have to stay?
Wait till Evelyne comes back, and then we'll make a move.
How well do you know Adam?
Very well indeed. He's been wonderfully kind to me.
Well, that wouldn't be hard. So you approve of him, yeah?
Yes, of course.
And his profession?
Yes.
You do know what he does, don't you?
He's on the stock exchange.
Stock exchange? Oh, yes, of course.
What do you do?
That's another question I must have notice of.
Oh, here they are now.
Well, this is where the skeleton returns to his cupboard. How's the stock market, Adam?
Never better. Why?
Evelyn and I were just chatting about it. I must get back to my party. Hope we'll meet again, Evelyn. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Look, chaps, you had enough of this place?
Oh, no, not yet, sir. Get going, sir.
All right, all right. Well, you stay here, but I think we'll go. Moira's a little tired. David.
Oh, allow me.
Thank you. I think I can manage.
Are you off for cash?
Oh, yes, sir, that's all right. That is,
Well, look, this may
Oh, no,
help
I
you to
couldn't.
buy some more
Oh,
things.
you
Go
shouldn't.
on, take it. That's all right.
Off to Beeson.
Well, bye-bye. Enjoy yourselves. Don't be out too late. Take care of her, will you?
Right, sir.
No more.
Good night.
Right, sir. Well, what about a drink on me?
Excuse me. I hope your chat about me and the stock exchange didn't go too far.
Rather not, old chap.
I wouldn't like that to happen.
Good night, Adam.
Evelyn?
How sweet of you to wait up for me.
I wasn't. I was reading.
Oh. Anyway, I'm sorry.
What for?
For being so late and having too much champagne and keeping you up.
You didn't. The book did. Did David see you home all right?
No. Your brother did.
Roddy?
Yes, he joined us after you left, and we went on to the Silver Slipper.
We?
Roddy and me. He sort of lost the others.
Oh. Evelyn, come and sit down. I want to talk to you.
Oh, goody. I love talking at this time. May I have a drink?
You can have some water.
That's what I wanted.
Oh. Did you enjoy this evening?
Very much. I wish you hadn't left so soon.
Well, I was tired, and anyway, you're old enough to take care of yourself now, aren't you?
I don't know. Am I?
Well, that's really what I want to speak to you about. You see, I don't want to cramp your style in any way, but I'm responsible for you until...
Until what?
Well, until you fall in love and marry someone. Until then, I have to more or less keep my eye on the sort of company you keep.
But, Adam, I would always tell you everything.
Yes, well, that won't be entirely necessary. What I really mean is... How much champagne have you had?
2 glasses and a bit.
Are you used to champagne?
No, I've never had it before. I love it. Gives you a wonderful warm glow.
Oh, it does it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, champagne is also inclined to make men affectionate.
I've noticed that.
Yes, but the point is that there are a great many men in London who become affectionate without any champagne.
So there are in Switzerland and in the south of France. They call them wolves.
Wolves?
Yes, Madame Gallet, our headmistress in Switzerland, used to tell us about them and what to do with them.
So you know about them? Oh, dear. I have a feeling I've been slightly pompous for the last 5 minutes.
No, you've been very sweet, Adam, and I appreciate it.
Yes, and I'd appreciate it if in future you told me when Madame Gallet had batted first.
Will that be all?
Yes. Go to bed.
Yes.
Good night. Hello? I can't quite hear. What name do you want? What? Just 1 minute. Bill. Bill! For sake, stop that thing. I can't hear a word. Yes? No, I'm awfully sorry. I'm afraid Evelyn's not about it. She's probably still asleep. Mm-hmm. Yes, all right. What is your number? Mm-hmm. All right, I promise. Goodbye. Bill! Couldn't you do that somewhere else? I've got some work to do.
So have I.
Buzz off. Buzz off!
Oh, I see what you mean.
Morning, Bill. Thank you for my lovely breakfast. I'm wearing it today.
I'm very glad.
Morning, Adam.
Hello. I didn't know you were up yet. Been 2 calls for you.
Who from?
Hugh Beaumont and John Terry. They seem pretty keen on getting hold of you. I said you'd phone them back.
Oh, dear. I hope I'm not being a trouble to you, Adam.
I hope they're not being a trouble to you.
No, I hardly know them. I'll give them a ring later.
I expect this is another one. Hello? Oh, just one moment. I've got Evelyne here. No, this one's for me.
I'm going for a walk to the round pond. Coming?
Oh, no. Remember the last time I went for a walk? I haven't got a boat, anyway. Sorry, Moira. I was just saying goodbye to Evelyne.
Well, that's who I want to talk about. Really, Adam, it's too much. Molly tells me the game's going to be held at my flat again. That's 3 times in a row.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I can't hold them here with Evelyne around. She doesn't understand. No, of course I haven't told her. She's not going to be told. No, I won't. She's going to stay here.
Let her face the gossip there is about her, then. Oh, there's plenty, believe me, about you and your glamorous ward. I'm not saying it. They're saying it is no business of mine. Keep her there by all means, but you can't stop people thinking and talking.
Well, just let me catch them saying it. That's all. Just... Hello? Hello? Evelyne, wait for me.
Aren't you going to tell me what's worrying you?
You, chiefly. I was just thinking how much easier it would have been if Chris had had a boy instead of a girl.
You mean people are talking about my living with you?
Yes. How did you know?
Oh, I just thought they might. I'm really quite grown up, you know.
That's the general idea.
Adam, have you always worn a moustache?
Well, no. Not always. Why?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking. I don't care what they say, Adam.
Yes, but I do. Very much.
Are you trying to tell me that I've got to go away?
Well, we've got to do something to stop them talking, haven't we?
I knew it was too wonderful to last. Morning, Molly.
Good morning, darling. Late last night?
I was, rather.
Did you have a good time?
Lovely, thanks.
You with Roddy?
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 nights in a row, isn't it?
I suppose it is.
Do you like him?
Yes, he's fun.
I know, but I doubt if he comes under the heading of healthy fun. And anyway, I don't think Adam would like it much.
Why should he care? He never takes me out.
If he did, all the gossip would start again. You know that.
Has Adam telephoned today?
No. I think he must still be in Ireland.
Hello, Bill.
How are you?
Tired.
Is the plane late?
Yes.
How's the farm?
Wonderful. The yearlings really are something. You ought to see them.
They probably only kicked me. Horses usually do.
Yeah.
I know. Wait a minute. What have you done to yourself? You remind me of somebody else.
Shave my moustache.
Oh, bad luck. It doesn't suit you.
Oh, thanks. What's been going on?
Nothing much.
Evelyn all right?
Oh, she phoned a couple of times just to chat to me.
Is the gang here?
Moira and Molly are inside.
Well, lay out my dinner clothes, will you? I'll be up in a moment.
Right.
Hello, you two.
Hello, darling.
How are you, Adam?
Fine.
Thought you were going to miss the game.
So did I.
What have you done to yourself? You look ill.
I've shaved my moustache.
Pity.
How's the chaperoning going?
All right. I don't see much of her these days.
Molly tells me she's out with your little brother most of the time.
Oh, that's so.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Blake. Been away?
Yes, Ireland.
Very nice, too, sir. You dining with us tonight?
No. Just dropped in for a quick drink.
Very good,
Thank
sir.
you. Here we are.
Nice to have you back.
Nice to be back.
You seen who's just come in?
There's something here that I like, but I can't pronounce it very well.
That's rather a charmer who just sat down. Do you know who she is? Bet I do. She's the dainty dish who was running around with Adam Black a few weeks ago.
Who's he?
Runs a shemmy game. His story was that he was her guardian.
I wouldn't mind guarding her for a few hours. Who's she with tonight?
Well, funnily enough, that's Adam's brother. Pretty nasty piece of work from all accounts.
Perhaps she's not very choosy.
She can't be. She must have known the racket her so-called guardian was in. I shouldn't be surprised if he used her to steer a few suckers into the game.
I'll settle with you later.
Very good, Sam.
Oh, Adam, I didn't know that you were...
No, you didn't, did you?
Good night, Mr. Blake.
Good night.
The 2 large whiskies and soda.
Sounds a lovely dinner.
For a lovely person.
Thank you, Roddy.
You know, I really mean that. If you were to go out of my life now, I'd feel lost and very lonely.
We have seen rather a lot of one another lately, haven't we?
Not nearly enough. Let's make a pact here and now.
Hello, you two.
Hello.
Hello, Adam. Lovely to see you again.
It's nice to see you, too.
Funny seeing you, old boy. I wrote to you this morning. If it's all the same with you, What have you done to yourself?
Oh, I shaved my mustache.
You look horrible.
No, I like it. I like it very much. But why did you
Well,
do it?
Bill thought I'd look better without it.
I think he's right, don't you, Mrs. Hannon?
Frankly, no. Don't you think we'd better leave these young people to enjoy themselves?
Yes, of course. Right.
Cheerio, Adam. Probably see you in the morning.
Come in. Ah, brother dear.
Hello, boy. Did you get that letter from me this morning?
I haven't looked.
I've explained everything in there. I thought you'd have read it by the time I came along. Now, here it is.
Good news can always wait.
Believe it or not, it is good news. In a way. I've got a chance of a partnership in a business.
Mm-hmm. What sort of a business?
Export. It's all in the letter. It's with Charlie Aspero.
Aspero? You know what sort of business he's in.
Yes, I know. And I know it's a bit illegal. But who are you to talk? Aspero wants me to put up 3,000.
You mean he wants me to put up 3,000?
Well, yes, that's roughly the idea.
Well, the answer's no. Tell me, why this sudden enthusiasm for work? That's something new for you, isn't it?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm thinking of getting married.
Married?
Yeah.
Who to?
Evelyne. I thought the 3,000 might be by way of a small settlement on it. A marriage settlement, or whatever it's called. It would set me up in business. Wish you'd read that letter. Explain the whole idea.
The idea's obvious. Is Evelyne here?
No, Lord, no. She doesn't know I'm here either.
But she's agreed to marry you.
She's lunching with me. I thought I'd get this little business settled before I asked her.
Yes, I bet you did. Make sure of the settlement first, and then ask the girl.
I'll ask her in any case. And I know what her answer will be. We've got pretty friendly lately.
What do you mean by that?
What I say?
I think you'd better leave.
Oh, now look, Adam.
Go on, get out. Molly? Is Evelyne there? Thank you. Sugar?
What are you laughing at?
That is the most ridiculous hat.
Don't you like it?
Yes, of course.
When are you going to tell me?
Tell you what?
Why, you suddenly asked me out to dinner. There's a reason for it, isn't there?
As a matter of fact, there is. I wanted to ask you about Roddy.
I thought that was it.
understand you've been seeing quite a bit of him lately.
Yes, I have.
Do you like him?
Oh, yes.
Very much?
He's great fun.
Are you in love with him?
No.
I'm glad to hear that.
Would you mind if I was?
He told me this morning that he was going to ask you to marry him.
It's the first I've heard of it. You haven't much use for Roddy, have you?
I've known him a long time.
Don't you think you're being just a little bit unfair to him?
Is that what he says?
No, not exactly, but I think he feels that as far as you're concerned, he can't do anything right, and you don't understand him.
I understand him too well. And after that little plea for the defense, shall we talk about something else?
What, for instance?
Anything you like.
Suppose we talk about Moira.
Well, what about Moira?
I just wondered how you felt about her. She's very much in love with you, isn't she?
Oh, I don't think so, no.
Roddy says she is.
Well, what the blazes does Roddy know about it? Waiter, could I have the bill, please?
Molly's at home. Won't you come up and have some coffee?
No, I don't think I will. About Moira. That was all over a long time ago. Good night.
Molly!
What's the matter with you? What's all the excitement about? Roddy?
No. No, not Roddy.
What's the matter with you?
What are you doing here?
I thought it'd be nice to see you. Have a drink.
Oh, thanks.
I hear you've ditched Roddy's plan for going in with Espero.
Landing himself in Pentonville.
He doesn't see it like that.
He wouldn't.
He's pretty bitter. You've got to watch out for Roddy when he gets one of those moods on him.
I'm shaking in my shoes.
Do you want me to go?
No, I want to talk to you. I'm getting out of this racket. Tomorrow night's game will be the last. I'll pay you all off.
So you break the news with your usual grace and charm.
I'm sorry.
Why are you getting out? Scared?
No, I'm bored. I'm bored with this kind of life and everything connected with it.
Thanks.
No, I don't mean you.
Don't make me laugh. It's that girl, of course.
She's got nothing to do with it.
And that's a lie. Good night.
Can I get a taxi for you?
No, thanks. I've got a car waiting. I hope you won't regret this, Adam. It seems your dear brother is bored to death with this kind of life and everything connected with it. For everything, read everyone.
Everyone except our dear little orphan, I suppose.
Well, she's at the bottom of the whole thing, of course.
Yes, it's time Adam was jolted out of that pipe dream he's living in. I was wondering, Moira, if it wouldn't be a good idea to let one or two people know about this. Take 6, Bob.
Okay, Sergeant, get on that phone.
Right, sir.
What is this surprise, anyway?
You'll see.
Hello, Bill. How are you?
I'm all right, Miss Evelyn. Is Adam expecting you?
He sent Roddy to fetch me.
Well, he didn't tell me.
Why should he?
It's contrary to any instructions I've ever had about Miss Evelyn.
It's time she learned the facts of life.
750 pounds in the bank. Keep the banco.
Banco.
Banco is called. Banco è fait. Neuf à la banque. 1,400 in the bank. Keep the banco.
Bonko. You owe me quite a lot already, Colonel.
I know, dear boy. But I've a hunch if I could just run one more.
I'm tired of backing your hunches. I'm sorry, there it is.
Bank loses.
Very well, then it's good night.
Good night, Colonel.
150 pounds in the bank. Keep the banco.
Sweetie. You know, there's something I don't like about that fellow.
Set à la banque. 300 pounds in the bank. Keep the banco. Really.
Who brought you here?
Your brother.
I'll thank him later. I suppose it's a bit late to try and explain.
There's no need to. I've seen for myself.
And you're horrified. Well, that's natural. But if you'll listen to me for just a moment.
Why did you lie about it?
I had to.
To spare my illusions, I suppose.
Is that just a bad reason?
You could have told me before I had any.
How could I have told you when I found out you had this phobia against gambling?
Because of that, you should have told me if you had any honesty in you. Instead of that, you built up a wall of secrecy.
To protect you.
To hide behind. Why did you go on letting me think you were something else? Why did you tell me you were my father's best friend?
I was. I loved him.
How can I believe that? How can I believe anything you ever say again?
Oh, stop dramatizing everything.
I'm not dramatizing anything. I want to go away from here. I don't want to see you anymore.
Very well. But you're not a kid anymore. You can't burst into tears because the world isn't your oyster. This had to happen eventually, and I'm glad it's over. Now everybody knows where they are, and the world is just the same place it ever was.
No, it isn't anymore. It's ugly. It wasn't ugly before. It was beautiful.
£155 in the bank. Keep the banco. Banco. Banco is called. Set à la banque.
Well, I think I'll shove off now.
All right.
Banco is on share.
Good night.
Good night.
800.
900.
Shall I, Adam?
Banco.
Give me a drink, will you, Bill?
Neuf à la banque.
Now, look here, Adam, I didn't mean...
£300 in the bank. Keep the banco.
Weavy.
It looks as if we're unlucky, sir. Hmm? Oh, don't bother, I'll walk. Very good, sir.
Get me a taxi, will you?
I'm afraid the taxi situation's pretty hopeless. Can I escort you anywhere?
I don't quite know where I'm going.
Do you know, I don't think I do. Let's walk a little while we make up our minds, hmm? It's a heaven-sent night. Am I right in assuming you're Mr. Black's ward?
Yes.
I thought so. I haven't seen you at the games.
I didn't even know about them till tonight.
And the discovery shocked you, is that right?
Yes.
Now, let me tell you something. The best idols always have feet of clay. They'd be intolerable if they hadn't. Besides, you know, there's something rather human and endearing about clay feet. All the women I've ever loved had them. Wouldn't have loved them otherwise.
It was probably the cause of my father's gambling.
I don't know that you ought to despise people simply because they're gamblers.
But I do despise him.
But come to think of it, my dear, everything in life's a bit of a gamble, really. It's a gamble whether you're born at all. It's a gamble whether you're a boy or a girl. And very early on, you're introduced to snakes and ladders. There's a vicious speculation for you, if you like. Up the ladders, down the snakes, and so one's injected with the virus.
She thinks I'm the lowest thing on two legs.
No, no. She'll get over it, you see.
I wonder.
Adam, come over here.
What is it?
You see what I see?
Yes, I do see what you see. Ladies and gentlemen, there will probably be a police raid at any moment now. You'll all keep perfectly calm. Nothing will happen to you. Would you please come back into the room? Molly, Luigi, Maury, you know the drill. Phil, fix the bar, will you?
I don't like all this.
Neither do we.
Now, give me a hand with this, Bill. All right, onto the floor with it. Do you know anything about this? I thought so. When the police arrive, are you going to give the game away? I don't think you will. Luigi, get to the piano. Mrs. Sullivan, can you sing?
Well, I used to, but I haven't for years.
Now's your chance to practice.
You want to sing? Oh, you mean Alfiero?
I'm a police officer, sir. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I have a search warrant to execute.
Somebody left their lights off?
It's a little more serious than that, I'm afraid.
You coming in? Friends, music lovers, who meet occasionally for what may seem to you a rather old-fashioned evening. Were you looking for someone?
I've reason to believe that these premises are being used for illegal gambling.
Really? I hadn't noticed it.
All the same, I don't think this little party is quite as innocent as it seems.
Excuse me.
Have a look around.
Right. Glad. Now, we've had a few more visitors since you left. This is...
Inspector Collins, miss.
Miss Kirby, Inspector Collins. Inspector Collins is a policeman.
Policeman?
Yes, Miss Kirby. Didn't I see you leave the block a few minutes ago?
Yes, I did.
May I ask why you left?
Miss Kirby doesn't like music. It bores him.
Please be quiet, Mr. Black. Miss Kirby, when you left here, was there anything else being played besides music?
Well, Yes, there was. There was gambling.
You'll swear to that?
Yes.
Thank you. You won't try and leave here, will you, Mr. Black?
I'll be here.
Okay, cut out all this nonsense.
Why?
I had to.
Revenge?
No.
Always tell the truth and wash your hands before tea, is that it?
No.
Then why?
Madam, what will they do to you? Will they send you to prison?
Do you really want to know? They'll put me in a court and they'll say some unpleasant things to me and then they'll fine me.
A lot?
A lot.
Not prison.
Sorry to disappoint you. No.
Dear, then you'll start again. Please don't start again, Adam. I don't want you to. That's why I told them. It isn't right for you. It's wrong. You could do something else.
What business is it of yours what I do?
None, I suppose, except that I love you.
Oh, don't be silly.
I'm not. It's true.
Well, you are being silly. You can't love me.
Why not?
Oh. Well, I'm 110 years older than you to begin with. Look, I've got gray hair.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
Yes, but I haven't got as much as all that. What am I expected to do?
You could marry me, perhaps. Are you angry?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Do you hate me for sending you to prison? It was the only
You're
thing.
not sending me to prison. I've told you. Oh, how can you marry me? The whole thing's crazy. I'm all wrong for you. You want someone solid. Not me. Now say something.
I've said it. I love you.
Come here.
Excuse me, but I must ask you to come to the station with me, Mr. Black.
The police station?
Oh, just to book the charge, miss. Right away, if you please.
Won't be long.
Oh, Adam, wait a minute. I forgot to tell you why I came back.
Well, I thought you came back to propose to me.
Yeah, that was an afterthought. I've been thinking about it for some time, and I've come to the conclusion that I really like you much better with your moustache.